What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Welcome to Jake Richardson's Coaching Corner. We have a special episode today. We're going to be talking everything boxing. We got a couple fights coming up. We're going to be talking Jake Paul and them in the back, and it's going to be all boxing today. And we're going to have a special guest, the man that has taught me everything I know about boxing, two-time Golden Glove champion, Billye Burk. So sit tight, get some knowledge in, have a good time, and listen to us talk that boxing shit. So we're about to get him on and then go from there. Billye, what up?
What's up, bro?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Big thing going.
Huh?
Here we go.
Here we go.
What's good, man?
What's up, Bill?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Like I said, this is very exciting. This is very fun. I think this will be a good time.
Yeah, bro. Let's do it, man. I'm ready to chop the boxing up.
All right, cool. We're going to jump right into it. So, fight one, the first one, the one that we're going to be talking about is Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez. Give me your overall thought process right now. Like, don't dive into who you think is going to win, but give me your overall thought process.
Like I said, or like probably every boxing fan, is saying like it's a good fight for like boxing, man. Like two high class, fighters going at it. Plant, he got that one L from Canelo, and you got but still a good, solid boxer. Then you got Benavidez over there, the young bull, ready to take anybody, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Those matchups, bro. Matchups.
And it's very heated. Neither of them really like each other as it is.
I could have sworn I saw something the other day where like he got kicked out of some gym in Vegas or something. I didn't really look at the whole thing, but it didn't sound like it sounded weird.
Yeah.
They don't like each other though. That's for damn true.
And being somebody that's been in fighting as long as you have, do you think that has a good edge? Like, does that go heavier towards one person than the other, not liking the opponent?
I mean, someone not like it. I mean, when you get in there and go at it, whether it be sparring or fighting, there's always like that mutual respect, right? When you go and fight, or there could be no respect at all, and it sounds like these guys don't really respect each other. Maybe respect what they do, but really don't respect each other. So I mean, it's adding definitely to the fuel to make it a good fight.
Oh, for sure. You could always tell when somebody's trying to sell tickets and when people really don't like each other. And I would say watching those two in these interviews, you could tell there's real hatred. I mean, I guess hatred, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of to do that.
Yeah. What would you say? Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
I was like, yeah, we'll see though. I mean, they get on camera and start talking blah blah this, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, Benavidez is kind of a real one, and Plan is proven to be a real one in itself. I mean, he's probably the you look at Plan, you're like, man, he about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with Benavidez.
Yeah, Benavidez looks like a stone cold killer. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't fuck around.
I think he's the young one. He's the youngest out of the brothers.
Yeah.
They're out there.
Yeah. So if we were talking strengths, what would Caleb Plant's strength be in this fight?
I want to say place speed. Play speed, because they both fast, but I feel like Plant got that sharp, like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sniper kind of deal. He could kind of come out. He kind of got that little herky jerky. Got some nice little footwork. I almost feel like his footwork might be better than Benavidez. So that coupled with like his hand speed, You know, it could pose some problems, and he posed problems for Canelo early on in they fight. You know, I don't know. He just needed to put a little bit more together to
Yeah.
get that win versus Canelo, but he got a style that couldn't get anybody problems. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that footwork and that speed could get past the dimensions of Benavidez because he is taller and longer?
Yeah. If he stick to it, he gotta stick to it though, and that's the thing. If you can stay with the game plan or stay disciplined for your game plan for what 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't let up. I don't think not with a guy like Benavidez, you can't let up. So I would say that yeah, he has the style to beat him.
Okay.
But I think that's why we want to tune in. Can he do it?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. It's very interesting to see
Mm-hmm.
because, like I said, and then we'll dive into that. So, what do you think that Benavidez's strengths are?
Benavidez's strength is speed. He got some speed, but his speed, I think the way he uses his speed is a little different. You know, he got that. He still, he got that Mexican,
Style.
style where he coming forward on you. You know, he getting off the line still too, but the speed with the pressure, that's I think that's his strength. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Putting that speed together, yeah.
he seems like he just turns everything from the top. There's nothing really turning from the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think that's where he tries to get the speed from. Like, you know what I mean? Just kind of use the upper body and then use that length. He got some fast twitch to his rotation though too. So, but I would say that he probably could sit on him with his punches a little bit more, but he kind of got this like awkward tall frame.
Yeah.
So I mean, I ain't never got hit by him, but it looks like he can thump though. So
Yeah.
it's his timing on his rotation and how he uses his leverage with his size and things like that. So, you know, I still think he probably could sit on his punches a little bit more, even with his frame and given I don't know what his knockout percentage is, but it's pretty high. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, but even with that, I still feel like he could probably sit on his punches a little bit more.
What do you think holds him back from sitting on his punches?
I think just trying to be fast. I think him trying to be fast. You know what I mean? Like I saw that one fight. That was a while ago where he just gave the dude like a 10-piece.
Yeah.
And he was fast, and he ate every single shot. You know what I mean? And I was just like, why is he sitting there taking 10 shots like that? Now, unless one of them might have dazed him and just pieced him up after that, but yeah, man, I think I kind of got lost in that on that question though, but he can turn over. He's really fast with his shots.
But I'm saying with him being such a thumper, why do you think that? Do you think he goes towards the speed aspect of it because it looks nice, or do you think because if you could thump like that, wouldn't you want to be a Triple G-esque type where you just sit and just three? Yeah.
I think he has that. But I think he puts those hand speed to it and how it's just a weird way how he gets it done.
Yeah.
He just kind of comes down, he walks you down. He almost forces you to fucking dog with him. You know what I mean? So I think it's just an intangible of him coupled with some of his strengths, which is length and a little bit of speed.
Yeah.
Just that I think his strength is his dog.
Yeah.
His dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just come in, you know it's going to be a good fight.
Do you think it would be harder for him if he didn't have those dimensions? Because he is just always the longer, taller fighter. Do you think that he would have to hone it in a little bit more, but he gets away with doing some of those mistakes or being more hand speedy instead of power because he's so big?
I mean, that guy, Benavidez Say the question again. Say it again. Say it so I can answer correctly.
So like let's take Triple G for example. He's pretty much the same size everybody fights, so he has to turn over on those shots. You don't see him do a lot of hand speed, 10 punch combinations, but with Benavidez, he has the dimensions on people, so it's almost as if he can get away with doing it every once in a while and not just being a thumper like Triple G.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he uses his size or for the advantage.
Yeah.
And he should, as he should. You know what I mean? But he, like I said though, he fights smaller than his stature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that could be something that could get him into trouble with the person in front of him to take advantage of that or not. So that's why I think this is a good fight. You know what I mean? I think Plant has the tools to take advantage of something like that. But the thing is, can Plant withstand that?
Yeah, because that's gonna be it. So, and that kind of goes right into the next question. What do you see Plant's glaring weakness be in this fight?
Yeah, that right there, just trading too soon. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to just be like, all right, I'm about to box. And as soon as they turn up, put that pressure on you, and then they force you to start trying to trade with them. You're like,
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's how a lot of people got knocked out with Triple G trying to trade with them. It's like, no,
Yeah.
box that dude. You know what I mean? So same thing with Plant. Like I said earlier, right? You're gonna have to stay disciplined for 12 and try to outbox him with the footwork and the speed and the precision and things like that. And then will Benavidez pressure be too great for Plant and force him to fight and force him to do something that could get him knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's what Benavidez is gonna do. He's gonna force him to dog it out. A dog is here.
Do you think though, because of the heated animosity and all the shit talking that's happening right now, do you think that could get Caleb Plant to prematurely start trying to trade?
Yeah, like be emotional.
Do you think that either that happens or do you think he stays on the game plan?
If he's smart, he stays to the game plan.
Yeah.
If he let the talking and all that stuff, I could totally see Benavidez like standing in the middle of the ring when it's like, come on, or standing up against the rope or in the corner like, come on and fight.
Yeah.
I could totally see that. And then Plant like, nah, bro, we couldn't do it this way on my way. You know what I mean? So I can see that something like that. Somebody getting frustrated. So talk about frustration if Plant falls for the pressure and Benavidez, but Benavidez can get frustrated from Plant not, fighting the way that he want to fight.
Yeah. I feel with Plant mindset wise, not he has skill, but I feel mindset wise, he has a Mayweather style mindset. He doesn't seem that shakeable in the ring in the sense of veering off of his game plan. He seems to be pretty diligent with it and goes straight forward with whatever the game plan is.
He gonna have to. So he gonna have to be like how he fought that other guy, his last fight, the real.
Yeah.
How he came in. I mean, he put his punches together. I think he hit him with like a hook downstairs, and he kind of delayed the second hook upstairs, and he paid him. And I thought the Real was going to do a little bit more than that off of the little knockout that he had. He knocked some dude out with a vicious uppercut, so I thought that might be on display for Caleb to get caught. But, and that was a lot of animosity talk too. So,
yeah.
Plant showed me a lot, even though, like, I feel like, kind of like on the downslide of his career, and Benavidez is like on the upswing. So that might be the difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That might be the difference, though. So, like I said, it's an interesting fight. I would be tuning in both shows with some Trader Joe's. Yeah, out. For real.
What do you think Benavidez' biggest weakness is going into this fight?
I think his aggression is his weakness.
Yeah.
And that's his strength too. In my opinion, you know, I think I've seen about two or three or four of his fights. You know, I heard of him and I saw the highlight. Now, the first time when I heard of him is when he pieced that dude up with like a 10-piece, like da 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 da, and then he dropped him. And that's when I started following him. But yeah, I mean, with his brother, just going off because they like a family. They got a family of fighters, and going off his brother was supposed to be the better guy, and his temperament kind of got him in trouble.
Yeah.
With Crawford, and that was a good ass fight. Like, if you look at that fight, that's a good fight to study. Because they were going at it. I think he dropped him in like the 10th or the 11th or that round. But up until then, it was a pretty good fight. But just going off of their upbringing and their tutelage in boxing, they come forward very aggressive, and I feel like at the same time, a guy like a counter sniper type precision guy like Plant, you can run into some shit. You know what I mean? So, and I see the jab kind of working for him, Plant, and I can see Benavidez running into some, but he gonna have to throw some shots though. Like, you can't be pitter pattering with that shit. Like that whole thing with Canelo. Like, Benavidez said it though too. He was like, dude, you gonna have to, at some point in the fight, you gonna have to fucking fight, hands down. And I think that's true. Will Plant be able to shit on his punches like he said on Jarrell, got him up out of there?
Yeah.
Will he be able to do that? I don't know, but that's what he's gonna have to do to win this fight. Because that boy Benavidez is gonna come for his ass. He ain't no Plant. He gonna be on his ass, on his line.
Yeah, I don't think he sits on punches the way he sat with Darrell. I think he saw that Darrell was over the hill and he was missing a little bigger. He wasn't putting a lot of punches together when I watched that fight. And I think that, to the point that you're making earlier, I don't think David Benavidez gives him any room to breathe when it comes to actually sitting and throwing punches. And if you trade, you can get caught with something big. So that's what leads me to the sum of it all. Who you got?
I mean, the way that I said it's kind of like I'm leaning towards Plant, but this, I think it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 fight. I'm a student to the game, so I'm looking to see who executes their plan the best. And whoever do that, will win.
Yeah.
Because they both could beat each other. They both could beat each other, I feel. But it's just going to be in different ways. And I think these are those types of matches. Hey, Obi, come on now. It's good. These are those types of matches where these fighters bring out the best in each other, or they should. This should be one of those fights where they bring out the best and they call to stand to the calling of it.
Yeah.
You know, see who ready for that thing, because you got to think of it though. Like Benavidez, who's next for him? If he beat Plant, who's next for him? Who's out there for him? They fight at 168, 168,
168.
He gonna wipe out 68.
He said he want to go 175 and fight B-Ball.
B-Ball, okay. So if he lose that, then if he lose this fight, you know, what's that gonna do? You know?
Yeah.
If Plant lose, you know, that this could be his decline down. You know what I mean? So They both gotta put, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a
They gotta
lot.
show out. They gotta put out. And I think depending on how they put out is what's gonna determine what they looking like going forward. So this is a legacy fight, in my opinion, for both of them.
I couldn't agree more. Like you said, it's two guys kind of ascending right now, and two guys that, to the point that you're making, you have to make a lot of noise. A lot of people don't know who either of them really are in the mainstream side of things. So you gotta make a lot of noise, and then you got to fight after this fight, big names. Because to the point you're making, what's Caleb plan do? Win this fight and then go 175? Probably not, because he's a little too small for that. He tries to fight Canelo again. I don't know if Canelo probably wants to fight him again.
You know, who the hell Canelo about to fight? Who the hell Canelo fighting?
Some like Eastern European dude, right?
Some random. He's
Yeah.
on that European kick, man. Oh man, I love Canelo, but then I want to see him fight. I want to see him fight better opposition.
Yeah.
Fight Benavidez. Fight, yeah, Plant. You know, fight Charlo. Fight, you know, who's next? Fight who's next. Fight the mandatories. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. Anyway.
Before we move on, I want to kind of tap more onto that. What do you think it is? Why do you think he's doing all that?
You know what? I respect it because I think he does have a skill, a good skill, you know. But I noticed ever since Kirkland, I would say way back to Kirkland, he been trying to pick guys where he know he can freaking beat.
Yeah.
You know, Kirkland, you know, he had chances to fight a bunch of cats. You know what I mean? Sergio Martinez. You know what I mean? He could have fought a Cotto younger. You know what I mean? A younger Cotto, which would have been dope. He ended up fighting Cotto, but he caught him like he caught Kirkland.
Over the hill.
He tried to catch Mayweather. Mayweather caught him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't quite done. He thought he might have been done. He wasn't done. I think he tried to do a young bull, you know, Bivol, but I think he just weight classed himself out with that guy in Bivol. He's been fighting since he was 9 or something like that. And he's a bigger guy. He got a nice back foot. Now, what I mean by his back leg is active as hell. He's moving back with it, and he can pump the jab off his back leg, going backwards and forwards. And he got buttons with that jab, he couldn't get past it.
Yeah. So
anyway, I just would love to see Canelo fight some more oppositions, tougher opposition. No boxing, no life, man.
Yeah, he's because he's giving up those prime years right now. He's at that stage where if you want to make that Mayweather run, you got about 4 years to just kill everybody.
And just kind of killing doubters though too. Like I'm one of them. Like I want to see him fight in his weight class. You know what I mean? Where was he at? Where did he start? He started at 154.
Yeah.
150 or something like that. You know, like he started trying to grab names when he fought Hatton's little brother or something like that.
Who?
Ricky Hatton.
Oh yeah.
Brother. That was how he started kind of getting some good names. I feel like he fought Citron, Kermit Citron, which was a good opponent for him at the time.
Steve fought Trout.
Who else he fought?
Trout. Trout
was kind of on the way down, though. You know, he fought Lara.
Yeah.
I would like to see him run Lara back. Run that shit back, bro.
Why is that?
Run it back. That fight, because a lot of people, it's a controversial loss, or no, a controversial win. People thought Lara won that fight. Run that shit back, man. All right. But he want to run it back with of course, because he lost. He want to run it back with Bivol, but it's like, don't run that one back.
Don't do that one.
He gonna do the crazy, bro. Like, I don't know.
certain guys gotta realize there's guys that are too big for you and too
Yeah.
good.
Don't run that one back, bro.
Yeah, that's about to be 2 L's in a row. The first one wasn't even close.
Yeah, man. And that's the same thing. And then you want to talk about it again. Like, so he went up and he fought Kovalev. Kovalev was on the downside. You know what I'm saying? And on the other side of his career. And that's a good name. You know what I mean? And I think he hurt. Yeah, he hurt him.
Knocked him the fuck out. Knocked him out of the ropes.
Yeah. But, you know, that's catching a guy that, what is he, Russian?
Russian.
Yeah, man. I bet you he been off that vodka. You know
but it's real though.
You can tell, he taking the crap at like how he was with pressure.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You can just tell, bro.
Sources got that shit, man. They say he be hella drinking and shit.
Man, that'll take you out the game, man.
Especially older and older you get too, and fucking you can tell he was going for a payday.
That's what he say.
And he got snuffed. That's why I get sad sometimes because man, I wish Ward came back.
Man, why didn't you fight Ward? Canelo could have fought Ward. He was at 168.
Yeah.
Still 160. Fight that man.
But that's why I get sad with Ward though when all this is happening, because you could do something within that time, get ready, maybe get a fight in or here or there, and try to make that happen. I don't know how much he wants to do that, but that was a part where I got sad, is when you watch these guys kind of moving up and down in weight classes and now they don't really have an excuse to dodge you. You should find them and go, hey man, I got 1 or 2 tune-up fights. I'm at 168. Let's fight.
Yeah. I think that fight could have got done. I'm not sure about how injured Ward was at the time, but Ward was still active, bro. Like, he was still fighting while Canelo was making that noise. Triple G was fighting. He on that kind of thing that lives too with Canelo. I know a lot of people, on Triple G, but I wasn't. For some reason, as much power that Triple G was on and getting cats out of there, I just wasn't that big of a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He might be a good guy or whatever, but I just wasn't a fan just off the strength that besides his power, I just felt like he wasn't fucking with Ward.
Well, and Canelo kind of showed you that too, right? Where if you get past the power, what else is there?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think about who else would be top tier to fight. I mean, the Charlos. Like, the Charlos been there. They've been there. Get on there.
Too dangerous, probably.
And now we got these, like, Dominicans and Cubans coming out. What's that? Morel. That guy, he's at 168.
Yep.
Montreal or whatever his name is. Young bull, though. You know what I'm saying? And there's a couple other Mexican bulls at that weight class, too. Man, go ahead and give a shot.
When Canelo's like 30 fucking 2, it's like, man, you're still young.
Well, boxing, that's starting to get there. But, I mean, as we start to get with the training and the technology with the training and stuff and then the preserving of the body,
you can still fight these young monsters.
Before that. Plus, guys before that, like B-Hop and George Foreman, coming out and really work out. I know, so no excuses, bro.
Yeah. So, round 2 of this interview is the main event, which is Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis.
Yeah, man.
So, give me a little bit of what you got.
I feel like they trying to sell that a little bit more like WWE more than actual hatred of Flint and Adidas. They trying to sell tickets, and they gonna sell. They gonna sell tickets because they like that the new generation of the youngsters with the social media.
Exactly.
I think they both are good teams. Devontae got a good, solid team. Garcia got Goosen in his corner. He got a nice little team, going Oscar and La Hoya. it's primed to be a mega fight. But I feel like it's more respect there than what
I agree with that.
put out there.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And to the point that you're making earlier too is you're now seeing two of the young fighters that have capitalized and utilized social media that fighters usually don't know how to navigate this that well. But you got two guys that are probably the top tier social media fighters that know how to utilize it correctly. So you're gonna have a lot of audience watching this fight, not just the boxing fan. Yeah, get the mix of everything.
Here's platform. So I'm gonna definitely. Yeah, and now it's like, man, who's hosting this one? This is gonna be a big one. Who's hosting? It's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. So what would you say? Let's go Ryan Garcia first. What's his major strength?
Quickness and a little height to him, a little length to him.
Yeah.
I think quickness. He got a nice left hook. I mean, I think his jab is decent, even though it's bad. I think he could have a better jab, but I think it's speed and that left hook with right hand. Got that right hand, that speed. You can throw that right hand out the cut, coming off that left hook, or vice versa, right hand, left hook. Yeah. I'd say that's his strength.
Do you think that speed generates the type of power that it looks like it generates, or do you think that somebody like Gervonta Davis can mitigate that?
I think he can mitigate his speed with Gervonta's defense. His defense is really good. I think it's underrated what he can do in there versus taller, longer guys like what he did against Barrios, whatever. So I think he know how to deal with length and speed. But at the same time, I'm trying to think who has got in there that's faster than him or just as fast. I don't know. I'm gonna look at his body of work again, but I feel like every time he get into the ring, he pretty much faster and more explosive than everybody. You know what I'm saying? So this would be interesting to see him getting in the ring and dealing with somebody that could possibly be faster than him.
He just seems fast and powerful. Like every shot.
Tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking bomb. What? Yeah. What do you think that his major strength going into this fight would end up being?
I think his upbringing and I think his natural abilities, like his natural athletic abilities. Like I feel like athletically, Gervonta Davis could fuck around and play some football. He could probably play some basketball. Hell, soccer, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he can do multiple sports. I don't know if we can say that about Garcia. I don't know. I ain't really seen him, but you know what I mean? Outside, how sometimes it's just a one sport guy. You know what I mean?
Well, I was gonna say to elaborate on that because I think a lot of people don't realize that boxing is a very athletic sport, but that doesn't really translate into athleticism.
Yeah. And I would say Gervonta Davis, this motherfucker jumping off the top ropes, tumbling. You know what I mean? I've seen some of his workouts where he's sprinting. He probably put him on a track and he probably waving on somebody, in a 40-yard dash. He probably play running back. If you wanted to, he could probably play, I would say soccer, even though that's not really American sport, but I could see him probably doing well if he committed to doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just don't really do that.
No, I think Garcia is built. I think he's like De La Hoya. Like he's built for this, and I don't think he really did too much anything else.
Yeah. So I would say that's his strength. Going back to that, and then the way he generates, he's like this ball. That's why that fight between I mean, people keep bringing up the fight between Isaac Cruz and him. That's because they kind of similar. You know what I mean? They small little bulls. That was the first time he went up against somebody that was smaller and a little shorter. So it's like he had to deal with he been given to other cats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is be the smaller guy, the strong kind of like you know, aggressive, you know, fighter that could counter and get on your ass. So I kind of lost my train of thought.
He smoked Rolly Romero too. Smoked him.
Rolly, yeah, Rolly. But yeah, Rolly is just awkward though, bro. Like that's an ugly guy. You know how when you play hoops, right? And it's like, what can I say? It's like
Dennis Rodman.
To like a Kyrie or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's probably a bad, you know, comparison. But you know what I mean? Riley style, I'm not a fan of his style.
Well, it's two tough guys going in there, and then him just showing the better skill and kind of knocking him the fuck out based on skill and toughness.
Yeah. Skill. Gervonta Davis got the clean shots.
Yeah.
You know, when you go up through amateurs, you taught to make it a point to show that you are getting your point and it's clean and it's viewable to the judges. You know what I mean? And I feel like Gervonta Davis is bringing that to the pro ranks, but also getting cats up out of there. You know what I mean? Because that's like the hardest thing to transition from amateurs to the pros is, you know, being able to sit on those punches and it ain't pity pat no more. You know what I mean? It ain't that point shit. It's me hurting.
Yeah.
And he definitely got that pro style to where, you know, he ain't in there. He about to hurt you, bro.
Yeah.
About to hurt you. So, but do it clean though. You're doing it clean.
Yeah. What do you think that Ryan Garcia's weakness will end up being that could get him to lose this fight?
His defense, bro. Like, I still see him do amateur shit. You know what I mean? I see defensively discipline. I feel like he needs to tighten that up. If Ryan Garcia's defense was better, I'd be like, dude, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think nobody's fucking with him. You know what I mean? But his defense sucks.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, all right, so if I'm gonna throw a jab, I'm gonna keep my chin tucked, right? I'm gonna keep my chin tucked, and I'm gonna throw that way, right? And I'm gonna be down there. If I'm gonna throw my hook, I'm gonna keep my chin tucked and keep it compact and tight. You know, he does throw compact shots, but he lifts his chin up. He gets a little tall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe he does that because he's usually fighting shorter guys and he don't have to worry about it. But it's a flaw. In my opinion, it's a flaw. When you throw a shot, if your chin pops up or you come up, that's a flaw. I've been seeing it for all fights.
Yeah.
That's just my observation. I don't know. They might even call that shit out, but I'm just saying. I think that is a weakness for him to get. And you don't do that with a guy versus like Gervonta Davis. You'll get slept, bro. You'll get slept. So he's gonna have to. What's the boy? Garcia gonna have to get on his line early to make Gervonta Davis pay early, because as the fight goes,
it's not gonna be good. Because you'll go to those tendencies. If your tendency for your whole career has been to stick your chin out and throw that hook, when you get tired, your tendencies amplify.
Yeah.
And you're about to get
tired. The hands start to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually very good insight. Like I said, those are things I wasn't even thinking about, but to the point that you're making, when you're trying to throw hooks, and even with a shorter guy, even if you're stepping back and throwing that hook, you better tuck your fucking chin in.
Tuck that chin, keep your chin behind your shoulder as you go.
Yeah, you can still get a lot of power off of that.
Yeah. I mean, he's fast. I think that's what he rely on. Like, I'm just gonna get to you. You ain't gonna get to me because I'm longer and I'm faster than you, and I'll get my shot out to you. So, and then just deal with it. And then I think his footwork isn't as clean. I mean, it's class. It's class. His footwork is class. But if you start comparing to both fighters, I'm like, oh, Devontae, you check the footwork test. Devontae shit is on. This shit is on point. Sears, in my opinion, is a little bit lacking. Defensively, there's some flaws in Gervonta Davis. Just I think just him having to go in.
That's what I say. You think that his weakness is kind of when you're coming in, you're susceptible to that uppercut.
If you are the shorter guy going up against the taller guy, that is your weakness. If you're short,
yeah,
and he knows get in and out about it, right? So you have to understand how to work around it. And Gervonta Davis has been doing it his whole life, probably just fighting taller guys, so he know how to get around it. He know how to get to his range, his distance to operate. But you got to get in there to operate, and what shots will he catch trying to get to that spot to operate? Yeah. That is the question. That's where Ryan got a chance.
And that's
what makes this fight interesting to fight. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and that's how you can see if that speed actually translates into mass power. Because we've watched him knock dudes out, but we watched him knock out a lot of schlubs, like dudes that really weren't that impressive. So to see if that speed translates into power to knock a Gervonta Davis out, then that would kind of tell everybody it's speed, but it's a bullet. Everything is on it.
Yeah, and I feel like if he get Davis out of there, this is his best win, hands down, for his whole career.
Yeah.
His whole career. I mean, I think Luke Campbell to date is his best win. Outside of, I couldn't even name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Gervonta Davis to this point has a better pedigree, a better resume.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So then, who do you got?
As much as I feel like it is a dangerous fight for him, I just feel like he got the tools to get past what the opposite is
presenting. Yeah.
That makes it resistance. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I got Davis on this one by knockout. I think it's gonna go early.
Yeah.
I'm not early. I'm sorry, late. I think it's gonna go late because I think in the earlier stages, those are going to be dangerous rounds for Gervonta Davis, in my opinion. The early rounds, because he's fresh.
Garcia
going to be fresh. He's going to be lighting up the whole ring up with speed. Try to come in, you know what I mean? Be getting impatient. Come in, try to jump in too soon. God, with that left hook, bro. That left hook. If he ain't defensively responsible, because, I could see Davis kind of coming in with his hands a little low, get clipped, So there are some real dangers for Davis. But I just feel personally, in my opinion, that he got the tools to get around those dangers.
So what are you thinking? You think it's 7 or 8? What rounds do you think? Yeah.
I can see that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, I mean, I think they all lie on what Davis want to do. You know what I mean? If you're like, man, fuck it, man, I'm going to get this dude up out of here.
Yeah.
It could be early. Or he'd be like, I'm going to wait, chill. You know what I mean?
Be patient. Pick the shots.
Be patient. Then you can see 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see what route he goes to try to get Ryan up out of there. But I feel like he got the tools to get him up out of there.
Probably one of the more exciting fights in years when it comes to getting two dudes that young, that on fire to fight each other. Is all these other times it always goes by the wayside. Then these motherfuckers fight when it's too late. So this is probably I can't really remember a time where you're getting this young, this talented to fight.
Going at it, yeah, I know. So did Ryan have a belt? Did he?
They probably got some. They probably give these motherfuckers some type of belt.
Yeah, I'm just not sure, but
I remember they interviewed him. And this motherfucker was saying how he doesn't fight for belts because he understands that it's all a money game. Where it's like his name is so much more than a belt is nowadays that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, but nah, that shit matter, bro. Come on now.
Should matter.
You gotta go and if you go back to like the old like 80s, like Hagler, Sugar, or Ray, Dog, and give me that belt. We haven't got the belt. Give me the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like Crawford, I think Crawford has a good approach on boxing stuff, man. Give me them damn straps. Just line them up. I'm gonna knock them down. You know what I mean? Line them up, knock them down. I really wish that Spence fight would have happened. You know what I mean? I think that'd be a good fight to see too.
They won for the ages.
Yeah. Okay. So those are the types of fights we want to see. I'm gonna throw another fight out there that probably gonna be off everybody's radar because it's gonna be in Japan, but that Cool Boy Step versus a Nue, the monster.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be a sick ass fight, bro. Sick ass fight, and they scheduled to fight. I'm not sure if it's inked up all the way, but with contract, but I think they scheduled to fight. That's gonna be a good one. It's just gonna be in Japan, so I don't know what the time zone. You just gotta be
ready for that fucking 2 a.m. But I think that they're starting to scramble for these fights for this next topic coming up. And it's good in a fucking way, but at the same time, I can't stand this circus shit. But I think that the boxing is starting to realize if we do not scramble and get these mega fights put together, Jake Paul's stupid ass is going to wipe them out of the landscape. So that's where we're going next. Is Jake Paul and Tommy Fury fought? Did you see or get any of that?
I did see it. I saw it just as off of Fury. I want to see how he do up against a boxer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for Tommy Fury, our family and boxers, his brother, undisputed, he's the world champion.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Happy he in the gym with him, soaking up a lot of games. So. Tommy, he only had like 9 fights, pro fights or whatever. I don't know what his amateur background is, but that's supposed to be his boxer that he was going to show that Jake Paul has arrived or whatever.
Yeah.
Granted, I give it up for Jake Paul because he was putting in the work. He was putting in the work, you know what I mean? He went to the gym, he busting her ass, you know what I mean? And the fact that he was getting cats out of there, he was knocking cats out, you know what I mean? And that's tough to do, so you got to give him some praise. But at the same time, it's like, get the fuck out of here. You're talking about, I'm about to see Canelo. Like, no, you are not, bro. Stop playing, bro. No, you are not. You lost your damn mind. You think you've been a fucking Canelo. But that just showed you pretty much Tommy beat him with a jab.
Yeah. And putting combinations together.
Was shit. Yeah, and his timing wasn't even that on. So it's just like, imagine you get somebody with some good class timing. Jake, what are you doing? You're like, get out of here.
He was talking shit to Carl Franch, and I said, Carl Franch will knock you out in one round.
Culver would have got his ass out of
in a round.
Yeah.
I don't think
he would have got up there. He would have came out of retirement.
That's what was happening. Carl Franch was trying to get the fight going. He said, if you win, I'll fight you next. And they were going to do that. And that's where I think Jake Paul fucks up. I don't think you realize the caliber of people you're talking shit to. Where Carl Franch in one round would smoke him.
Yeah. Carl Franch didn't really lose that much. I think he lost the war.
That's it.
Maybe a couple of,
he lost the war twice, and that was it.
And And that's a good hell of a guy to lose to.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, first rounder. And he coming from across the pond. You got a lineage of boxers over there, and I would say Carl Fry's like I probably want to go back and look at his body work and just look at him. He's like probably a good boxer and stuff. He just because he was an old schooler, you know what I mean, and good, decent footwork, nice little jab, combination.
He could thud.
He could punch. He could get in there and get nice fight. So. I didn't hear that about the part about him and Jake, but like, see, there you go. Like, he's a little delusional, I would say.
Delusional. And I think that's the part that made me sad with this whole YouTube thing is I think it got to a certain extent because they're as rich as they are to where Jake Paul can sit there and train all day. And that's where I kind of got mad with the boxing community that they weren't jumping on him more for that, where all these fighters got to have other jobs. They got to work. They got to do all this shit and train for this fight. Jake Paul just sits there and's got so much money. He could train. And that's not a knock towards him, but you're not really going through what these guys are going through.
Yeah. Blood, sweat, and tears where like, that's like myself, like, I was pissed because it's like, shit, man, I'm fucking on the train, riding my bike to Barton, even on Barton. Went to the gym every day, blood, sweat, and tears, trying to get to a position to where he could, like, fight and try to get paid for it. Here you got this fucking guy coming in, and he's getting all opportunities and shit like that, and all this, money behind it. It's like, how are you getting all these opportunities? So, what's the other guy that was going to fight him, and then they pulled it out, and they had him jumping through hoops?
Seen Rockman Jr.
Yeah, Rockman Jr. What about him? I mean, granted, his daddy was champ for a minute, and he come from a little pedigree, but he still probably had to, make a name for himself, go through the amateurs, put in the work.
It's almost worse. So when you're Rockman Jr., it's almost worse because there is all that pressure put on you.
Yeah, because of your daddy, right? But then at the same time, it's like, okay, he out there, that's a name, and then you just have him go through all that stuff, and then just pull out because he didn't, I don't know, it was some crazy stipulation they put on the weight or whatever.
They wanted him to lose, they wanted him to get to 200, but if he rehydrated, he can only be 210. So they wanted to deplete him and then only give him so much back when he normally walks around probably 215, 220.
And then what is Jake Paul? What is he? He's like
90.
Right? 190?
Yeah, 190 maybe with some juice he can get to 200.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just don't respect it. I don't respect it. I respect him giving it a full effort.
Oh yeah.
But I just don't respect.
I think the top 100. I mean, I'm even being nice. I think the top 100 cruiserweight amateurs beat the shit out of him. I don't think he gets past them. Let alone them winning this fight and them ranking one of after the fight, one of them got ranked in the top whatever at cruiserweight. Tommy Fury. So whoever would have won the Tommy Fury Jake Paul fight, they ended up becoming ranked as a pro. So then Tommy Fury won, so he got a ranking. Where if Jake Paul would have won, he would have got a ranking. Fucking crazy. It kind of, and I was saying that's the part where I feel boxing really fucked up. Is like give him his effort. Like, if he's this big YouTuber that's gonna give all this show, get this new crowd in, and it's all money based, cool. But when you start giving people rankings that really haven't gone through anything, you're starting to dilute your brand.
I mean, what about the amateur system? Like, you know what I mean? All these amateurs, they ain't getting paid shit. You know what I mean? These guys are putting in work day out. You know what I mean? Going up against national, international, travel, being away from family, all that stuff. They looking for a career to turn pro and stuff like that, man. I bet you any of those guys at weight class, at that weight class, you fucking take the shit out of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wipe him up. So, no man, do better for these guys. Putting in some work. But going back to it, he was putting in work, but it just shows you the money. It's really about the money.
Oh yeah.
And at the pro level, granted, at the pro level, that is what it's about. Can you fill these seats up?
That's it.
Can you fill these seats up, and can you get that payday?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And to Drake's credit, he did it. He's doing it. Giving other cats better paydays than what they probably would have did if they were just doing regular shit. You know what I mean? With the one female boxer, then he gave
a little Latin one.
Pretty good purse.
Yeah.
He gave her a pretty good purse. You know what I mean? So there's good things that are coming out of it, but you can't overlook. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and for anybody that's delusional, that's listening, that thinks it might be as easy as it is because you watched him do it, millions of dollars and thousands of hours of training get you a shitty ass jab with your head down, a overhand right, and a weak ass check hook. That's the only 3 punches I saw him throw the whole fight against Tommy Fury.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. He tried to catch that fool, bro, with that right hand. It was coming from the south where he was like, shit.
No, he's throwing it.
He was trying to get him out of there. And I think anybody without some discipline is going to get caught.
Yeah.
It's going to get caught. Like a la Woodley, who he knocked out like that. Nate Robinson.
Ben Askren. He knocked all of them out like that.
Until they don't got no, like, I don't know, man. Like, a lot of those MMA guys, distance, their range is different. It's different.
They're reacting to other stuff. That's why.
Yeah.
Because with boxing, it's easy to see that overhand right because you're not checking a kick or you're not taking a knee or that overhand right's not going to turn to a front kick to the face. Yeah. So their natural reactions are to check these other things. In boxing, you can see an overhand right come a mile away.
Yeah. It's closer, so these guys think, oh, I'm safe. No, you're not.
Yeah. And his overhand right so easy because he has nothing off of it. It's not overhand right 3-2. It's just overhand right and then he ducks down. And that's what Tommy Fury was doing. He was overhand right miss and then countering right off. He close, counter, bang, bang, and then throw Jake Paul all the way off.
Yeah. I thought Fury controlled the fight with his jab.
Yeah.
His jab wasn't even, it was low. Like, I felt like he could have been way sharper with his jab the way that he was using it. If he just had it a little higher in here instead of like trying to like floss, I feel like if Fury just came in there and was just all business, and just like, I'm not playing with you, bro. Like, I'm about to surgically whoop your ass. Like, I feel like he should have did that.
Oh,
just to make the statement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just be sharp little jab because they got that little herky kind of like thing going here, you know, but keep it a little higher so when it come out, it's just right there. I don't think he didn't really have an answer from his low shooting, like up jab. Like, but if he was just surgical with his shit, man, it would have been a short night, bro, or shorter.
Yeah, I think that
8 rounds. What is it? 8 rounds.
8 rounds. Yeah, I'm glad it went the way it went, and I'm glad it kind of pumps the brakes. And then, like I said, Jake Paul, go fight these MMA guys, go fight these motherfuckers, but don't get in the rings with guys that have dedicated their whole lives to it, that are clinging on to an opportunity that's bigger than that motherfucker. Like, they're only fighting this guy because of the money. But a lot of these guys, they're battling other real warriors, and you're not one of them. And even with, like I said, even with all that money, even with all that time, boxing is so hard. You cannot. There's no fast track. Where even with all that money, even with all that time, he only has 3 punches, and 2 of them are horrible, and one of them's you can see coming a mile away. There's no real
Well,
combinations.
bottom line is, yeah, like you just said, you can't fast track this shit, man. You gotta fucking put hours in on working on your craft, bro. And that's what these guys, I feel like he's throwing slight and somewhat shade to that with with all this hoopla.
Yeah,
Uh, at the same time, it's like a blessing and a curse.
exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? The blessing is that they put more light on boxing, the sport that we love. What the curse is that, you know, you trying to fast track this shit. It's like you need to work on your craft a little bit more. Any old schooler trainer would be like, hell no, you ain't getting in the ring. Well, I'm with that shit. You know what I mean? Not with that shit technique. Or not with that, you know what I mean? Like, we going to the amateurs, you going to go do this shit right. You know what I mean? Why do you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why do you do that?
Got the money, that's why. But he's probably one of the first fighters in the history of fighting where his whole camp or his whole team would beat the fuck out of him. PJ Flores would beat the fuck out of him. His other homie that's used to fight under Mayweather, he beat the fuck out of him. So it's funny to me that he thinks he's this good, but your coaches would murder you if y'all really fought. So yeah, Jake Paul to me, I think it's what we were talking about earlier. I think the one blessing that I see with what he's done is it's made the actual boxing community go, if we don't get these mega fights put together, this is gonna take us over. So I think it's sped up the Garcia Davis fight. I think it's speeding up a lot of these big fights because I think the boxing world understands we need to make these fights before we're not relevant anymore.
Well, yeah, we don't want to make it into a sideshow because, you know, I feel like Mayweather kind of got some of his blame too, bro, because, like, he's still trying to get a check.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He put in so much work in this shit, but it's adding to it, you know. He fought his brother,
Yeah.
right? He fought some Japanese guy. I mean, I think something's going on with Pacquiao and some other guy, and then like Psy, and some tag team, like,
Yeah.
you know. So it's kind of like this sideshow circus. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of
All for the dough.
Yeah, it's all for the dough. And I'm trying to think about like the history of it. I mean, this isn't the first time like this type of exhibitional stuff has been going on.
No, fuck, Ali did it. Ali fucking fought the defensive tackle for the Raiders. Can't remember his name. But I didn't even realize that about Ali did it. And Ali fought some MMA dude before. So it's been going on.
It's not uncommon, but it just, I don't know. Maybe it's hitting a little different the way that Jake Paul is doing it. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just hitting a little different. I feel like the way that people are giving their lives for it, and then this fucking guy coming in. It's almost like a privileged to non-privileged kind of situation.
Oh, easily.
It has that taste to it, and this is like, come on, bro.
Oh, that's easily. These motherfuckers they're both hella young, so they've had money. They're young right now, so it's not as if they're sitting there, oh man, I only got this money in my 30s. Y'all have been teenagers with millions of dollars. And then he tried to say one time, oh yeah, I remember struggling back in the day, my dad only making 10 an hour. At what stage? You were 15 with millions of dollars. What the fuck are you talking about? So it's like, that's that privilege shit right there. You want to create a struggle just to fit in.
It just don't leave a good taste in your mouth about the whole situation.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, like I said, those are the three areas I wanted to hit this time. And as these fights start going and going and going, I'd love to have you on again. I want this to be a reoccurring thing.
Oh man, you know I'm with all the smoke.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But yeah, no, good.
Talk about this shit, bro. I love talking about this shit, man.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I want this to be a reoccurring thing. So we'll get on and we'll give everybody the insight and get all the little nooks and crannies out there so people can educate themselves more on the sport. But I just want to say thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, man. You know it, man. I hook it up with the Snidey Loke, man. Snidey shit.
Well, yeah, good shit, Bill. And like I said, when the next one comes up, we'll be having you back on, and we'll have a good time.
Let's do it. So wait, the next one is Davis then, huh? Or no? What's the next fight? So we got this one, Clanton Benavidez.
Yeah.
And then the next one is Gervonta Davis. When is that one? No, that's 20 what?
Is it this month? I think it's next month. Yeah. That's what we could do. We could do a recap show.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll do the recap show on those two fights and see how it all played out.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
All right, good shit, Bill. I appreciate it, man. I'll see you soon.
Peace out, bro.
Peace.